You know that friend that you have that is like husband material.
The guy is in front of your eyes, but see finish.
But you
Brother
just don't
zone,
feel
friend
that
zone,
that
zone.
connection. You probably
now.
brother zone in like, this one is my brother from another mother.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, welcome. We appreciate you. Thanks for joining the family. And if you're returning a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
So today, guys, we'll be doing a review on the movie Finding Hubby.
Yes, it's a Netflix movie. It came
movie?
out. Yes, Nigerian movie. I know some of you don't like Nigerian movies, but this is actually going to be fun. I think it came out a couple of weeks ago. Not really sure. There is Finding Hubby Part 1 and Finding Hubby Part 2, and we're going to be doing a review of both of them. So let's just, give you guys an overview of the whole movie, just what it's about. Tell us what you think.
So the movie is basically about three friends. Yeah, they are obviously, according to Nigerian mentality, they are ripe for marriage. They're up to the age and they're not yet married.
Guys, so they are 35. They are ripe for marriage. We'll continue.
So it's like, okay, the movie is literally about them, trying to find the perfect one. And yeah, so you see them going through different hurdles. These people literally saw a lot. Like, they went through shiggy in the actual sense. Like, I can just imagine if that was me, like, guy, I would have given up on love totally. But I mean, they still tried their best. So if you get, so yeah, it was basically about, the three friends trying to find the right one, and then, the different opinions from people, the different men. This movie is literally the definition of men are scum. But yeah, so yes, it was really a good movie.
Guys, what do you guys think about butterflies in your belly? So the main chick in this movie, right? Her name is Oni, the character Oni, and she's like very, very specific about having butterflies in her belly. So if she meets a guy and the guy is actually good looking, successful, all the things that girls think they want in a guy, but she doesn't feel that tingly feeling in her tummy. She's like, nah, this can't be one for me. She wants that fairy tale butterflies and all of that. And what do you guys think about that? Cynthia, what do you think about that?
Well, I think it's really important, to be honest, because let's face it, you can be everything, good looking and all, but if I really don't find you attractive enough, I mean, it wouldn't really cut it for me. Do you get? But then again, I mean, her own was, a different
I
thing.
agree. Funny enough, I do agree with the attractive part, because I feel like there are a lot of good people out there, in quotes. Maybe not a lot, but there are good people out there. But I think like two people have to be compatible. Like, it's very important for you to be your best friend, someone you can talk to, someone that you're actually attracted to, because like that's really important, so that you don't look outside and all of that. Well, yeah, I think butterflies in quotes are important, but honestly, I feel like if you are 22 and you're saying butterflies are important, it makes sense. But if you are 35 and you're saying butterflies are important, I just I don't know, I've not been 25 before, but then I feel like at that age, maybe some other things might take top priority over butterflies in your belly. Just say, but it's not like I want butterflies.
To be honest, I feel like even if you're 40, my dear, if it's butterfly you want, search for butterfly. Do you get, like, so basically her lifestyle, she was doing really well for herself, in my own opinion. She had a really good job, and she was really thriving, but she just had this lifestyle, like, she, to keep body and soul together, she would, go through her contacts, and then probably pick a guy that she knows that, okay, we can just, have a one night stand, and you wouldn't have any sort of connection with. Not, this type of, oh, okay, we have a thing today and then tomorrow, we're good. Not the type that, oh, just because we had a one night stand, you now feel like I'm your soulmate or you need to marry me, that kind of thing. So she,
Misha, I personally think that she's a cool chico, because if you're 35 and the relationship is not serious, as far as seriously need to marry serious, I don't see why you should now be coming to do all those, oh, baby, how was your night, all those things. I just feel like If those was for small
Have you
children, do you
eaten?
understand? Have you eaten? What is that one? So except you as a guy, you are spot on and you know what you want. You shouldn't even be chasing like someone that is a baby should not be chasing a 35-year-old. In my head, it doesn't really make sense. Except you actually want a very serious relationship, then that's fine and good. You can give the chase. But if not, I think she's an adult, so it's okay for her to keep body and soul together. I think that's absolutely fine.
So yes, obviously earlier on we stated that they were like 35 thereabouts. So she always had this call from her mother, and trust me, I mean, if you're Nigerian, you obviously
You
know that
understand.
once you get to a certain age or more, you should have like a husband waiting somewhere. And to me, I find it really funny because you know how growing up in a typical, African or Nigerian home, you're not really allowed to go out. Like most strict parents, you're like, oh, they're like, don't go anywhere, just stay at home,
Yeah.
be reserved, that kind of thing. And then you get to a certain age and everybody's expecting this magic, did I keep husband somewhere? Do you get like, is there someone that will just like look at them and be like, ma, I've been, I'm ready to marry your daughter, that kind of thing. So it's like she always had this call from her mom every single time, like, when are you going to get married? Your school daughter is married, auntie, what's going on? That kind of thing. And trust me, like, there was obviously that pressure because she knows, she's aware of her age and she understands that, okay, it's time for me to get married. But the truth is, I just can't marry anybody and anything. Do you get? I have to actually take my time. But I don't think her mother was, understanding that fact. She just needed her daughter to get married as soon as possible. So,
And honestly, I feel like that pressure is really unnecessary. To me, it's not getting married. Getting married is not a trophy. You get, like, I think it's more important to marry right than to marry, because there's no point being in a miserable relationship.
okay.
It's better to be single and be living your best life and know that, okay, you're single, than to be in a relationship and you're crying every other day fasting for someone. Like, if you're going to be fasting for your husband, you should be fasting for the prosperity of your family, not for change. Like, I don't even think that someone can change. Like, and see, even if he's going to change, I doubt he's going to change with you, because he already knows that you're going to take his bullshit. So
She eventually met her ex.
yeah,
Mind you, the breakup was really, really bad.
it was
like, they had a
nasty.
bad breakup. Like, she literally told him that, okay, she cannot, deal with the whole poverty thing and he doesn't have a future. She that
Yeah.
kind of buzzwords kind of thing. And then she meets this guy, her ex, and he's like, oh, I've been waiting for you all my life. I haven't been able to take you off my head. That kind of thing. And I think I found it really fascinating how Auntie fell for it. Like, don't get me wrong, obviously they dated, so maybe there's some sort of connection left, you get, but considering how they broke up, don't you think like it's kind of weird for your ex to just come and tell you, oh, I've been thinking about you, I couldn't get my eyes off you, or that kind of thing, you've been on my mind. And that's how they started talking every day, smiles and all of that. Auntie fell in love. The next thing, uncle's like, okay, he needs to travel outside of the country, yada yada yada. Then the next thing, he's like calling her like, oh, okay, I need you to dress up, we're going to have like a really, really special dinner. And trust me, girls now, once they hear that, really, especially somebody that's been waiting for marriage, once they hear that really, really special dinner, and the next thing, Auntie's like, oh yes, this is it, this is going to be like, an engagement dinner and everything. She gets her clothes sorted out, calls her friends, makeup, hair, everything on fleek. Uncle comes to pick her up. Now, like, Uncle was really giving her, that kind of vibe. They go to like this really fancy place and everything, and they're having dinner. The next thing, he asks her, okay, what's your future like? She says it's with you, having kids, that kind of thing. And he smiles, he's like, okay. The next thing, Uncle brings out, the ring, like the box, that engagement box, and then he slides it over. Firstly, I found that weird, because if you want to propose to me, Uncle, please kneel down, like,
Wow.
get on your knees.
Uncle, get on your
The
knees.
next thing, Uncle, slides the box, and she opens it herself, and then it's empty, and she's like, why? I'm sure she
laughing.
I'm sure she pictured it differently, and the next thing, Uncle is laughing, like, this wicked laughter. Uncle is laughing like, what were you expecting? You break up with me like that, and you expect that, oh, I'll come back and I felt it. I was like, you didn't have to go that far. Do you get, like,
Yeah.
he literally made her fall in love again just to break her heart. And I just feel like that's wickedness on a different level. Like, it wasn't necessary. Like, they didn't even have to go that far. But to some extent, I blame her, because I feel like it didn't even take long. This whole thing happened within 2 weeks. Do you get? Like, it should have taken you more time.
Still, maybe months.
It was a short period. Do you get, for somebody that you felt like did not have a future?
Guys, really though, what do you? This question is for the ladies right now. If you are young, what do you think about dating a guy that cannot, let's say a guy that's struggling? Let me not be too. What do you think about dating a guy that's struggling? Because well, at first I didn't blame her for breaking up, because then they were quite young, and you know that lifestyle now. That lifestyle was hungry, and at that point the guy could not just provide. The guy was a writer, and he wasn't even doing a day job. He was just focusing on his writing. He had a couple of books, but you know, it wasn't pushing and everything. And for me, I really don't like that. I believe in chasing your dreams, and I support it 100%. But then I think if it's not, you know, off shooting yet, then you should probably like do something else just to, you know, be stable. I feel like at the very least I should see that you are at the very least though, I should see that you are putting in the effort and all. So I didn't think that it was bad that she broke up with him if she wasn't confident, because there's no point cheating on him. But then I think what was really bad was the way she broke up with him, her like choice of words and all of that. It was really nasty. So like the boy now coming back to say, oh, I'm in love with you and all of that, I think they should have taken it really slowly. It's very possible. Well, I don't know if it's possible, Sha, for you to your ex to be in love with me. I don't know about those ones, but let's just assume that okay, based on the way things ended, they still had feelings for each other, whatever. This is a conversation that needed to be had. Apologies needed to be exchanged. You guys, this was supposed to have been discussed in details. You can't just assume that it's okay. It doesn't make sense, because I mean, he's a human being, and he's not going to easily forget that you did that to him. But guys, me, I think that guy can kill, because for you to string someone on for such a long time, me, I was even feeling the love. You know when you're like, oh my god, goals and all those things, God when, and only for you to now see this, like, this guy literally gave an empty box, someone that is 35. How
like
about
she
now?
Cried.
It's not fair.
It got to her, like,
you
know what I mean? It pain that kind of thing.
If you cannot forgive, then if you cannot forgive, you don't want, just let it go. Like, why will you? Honestly, I don't know. Me, I feel that guy can kill though, because me, all those kind of things, I don't take it lightly. If you can be so wicked, then though that, like she said, that really broke her sharp. But trust this babe, she know the hear what though. She is out to find love. She's out to find her husband, so she did not even take a break. Well, at first she was broken and all of that, and then there was this her friend from the office named OC. Cynthia, please tell us about OC.
So she had this friend named OC, and OC actually liked her. You know that friend that you have that is like husband material.
The guy is in front of your eyes, but see finish.
But you
brother
just
zone,
feel
friend
that,
zone,
that
zone.
connection. You probably
now.
brother zone thing, like this one is my brother from another mother, that kind of situation. So this guy was literally there for her. So when this whole thing happened, after this guy broke her heart, he visited her. After this guy broke her heart, he visited her, you know, cooked for her, tried to put her, because I mean, she stopped going to work. You know how heartbreak is. I mean, I don't know how heartbreak is, but you know how heartbreak is.
Sure, guys.
And it really got to her, that kind of thing. So he literally cooked for her, you know, tried to cheer her up. And then Uncle did like this amazing, you know, gesture. Like, he literally booked a trip to Dubai for her to like go and clear her head on top heartbreak.
Now guys, imagine a guy that likes you, but you are friend zoning, books a trip for you to go to Dubai. You guys are friends, right? You are acting like you don't know that he likes you, and that's okay because you don't like him back. But now you now go there, you have not even crossed Nigeria airport, you have not even left Nigeria airport, you now meet another man, and you spend the 4 days with another man and return with that other man, and he comes and say, oh my
so guys,
God.
here's what happened. She meets a friend or classmate or whatever, school friend of hers that's already married with kids and everything. So this lady tries to torment her, like saying, oh, you're not married, we're going to have like a reunion and it's meant for you and your spouse. Oh, I forgot you're not married, that kind of thing. And Uncle just, you know, comes like a knight in shiny armor. It's like, hey baby, that kind of thing, and she just plays along. and apparently he's like, you know, popular, that kind of
Yeah,
thing. So
he's
she's
really
like,
rich.
he's like, oh my god, I can't believe it, you're dating Dick, Hester Jacobs, that kind of thing. And from there they just, you know, connected. They were traveling to the same place, typical Nigerian movie. So they eventually, you know, travel out and everything, and they get back on top a trip that was paid, you know, by somebody that likes you. You get that kind of picture. And
But is it even that bad? Like, maybe it's kind gesture.
it's bad.
It's kind gesture.
Guy, it's bad. It's actually bad because you know, you this kind of thing, you obviously know that
But
this guy
was he
likes
supposed
you.
to spend him? What was he thinking? I think it would have been better if he booked the trip for two of them, so at least he's in her company.
Would you do?
My brother, why not? Actually, and my brother will go and brother the thing and come back now. Because the chances that she wouldn't have, even if she didn't meet that guy, she would have probably met someone else. Because being on a trip by yourself, you're not with your girls, you're not with your boyfriend. I mean, chances that you probably meet someone anyways, if we're being honest.
I mean, I get that, Sha. So like Uncle, based on he booked the trip, he obviously knows when the trip will be over. He comes with a rose to welcome, you know, his soon to be babe from the trip, and dun dun dun. He's seeing her with like a different guy. He's like, what's going on? Like, what's the color of your problem? What's your issue? Like, why are you not saying this? And see, literally changes it for him. She's like, whoa, I didn't know that you liked me, that kind of thing. Like, plus it's never that deep. I met someone, I really like him, so I'm going for him. And Uncle just gets really angry and he leaves. Do you get? And I'm like, I felt bad for him because I mean, how many people would
honestly,
actually
guys,
book
if
a
you
trip
like
for
a
you?
girl, just tell her straight up. So that's all these excuses. So that if the girl tells
Stop
you,
pretending.
I do not like you, then any other gesture you try to make, that's on you. If she tells you, I do not like you, and you still insist that you want to, you know, go on with her, then that's fine. But you assuming that, me, I know that this girl knew, it was quite clear. But the fact that he has not said this, you cannot assume that she knows. You get, everybody would be enjoying the benefits and be acting like they don't know Jack. So please
yes,
make your intentions clear.
so you know, earlier on we mentioned that they're like three friends. So one of her friend now goes further to date the OC guy without telling her. I mean, to some extent she doesn't like him, so yeah, but I just feel like for friendship's sake you should have just, you know, mentioned it. Like, oh, you're not interested in this guy, right? I think I like him, or we're, you know, starting to have something. But then she doesn't even mention it. It's like a secret, and then she gets to find out, like, and then next thing we're hearing is, oh, we're getting married, and you now asking to be your chief bridesmaid. And see, really, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not dating him, or I don't like him, so yeah, sure, you can have him, it's your problem. But I just feel like courtesy demands that you know, tell me about it, like, let me know, rather than me finding out like that. And she wasn't even remorseful. Auntie was like, oh, you didn't like him, so I'm 35, I need to get married, that kind of thing. And in my head it's like, it doesn't even sit right, because yes, I get that you're desperate, I get that, okay, you've gotten to that age where everybody's literally, you know, has one or two things to say about you and why you're not married, but you guys are still friends, you get. OC and Gloria, you know, get married, and then the guy she met at the airport, Jacob Kester, you know, proposes, and yay, finally Oyim is getting married, and it's like this billionaire son.
Guys, how long do you think that, please, I want you guys to like engage my questions in the comment section. No, that's very important to us. So how long do you guys think is appropriate to date a guy before you accept an engagement from him? Do you think as little as 2 weeks to 1 month is enough? 3 months, 6 months? Yeah, are you part of those people that feel like, if we have not decided 2 years, my dear, we can't be having talking marriage? Or are you those people that feel like, if God said it, I believe it, 2 weeks is enough? Just let us know.
Okay, so they're done with like the engagement party. So let's say it's like, what, 2 weeks to the wedding, assuming, but it's like really, really close. And Auntie finds out that her husband to be is bisexual. As far,
my dear, he is gay. He is gay.
Bisexual.
And I'm not even judging, but you know, under those circumstances, like, why are you not stressing the babe? Do you understand? And he's a rich guy, so obviously he can't come out. I mean, I don't think anybody in Nigeria can even freely come out except, you know, your but then you know that the baby is desperate. You can see the desperation and you're just pawning on it and all of that. I think that's really horrible. So he's like giving this babe ultimatum now that, okay, Is it that okay? No, he's telling her straight up that let's get married. You're going to have a business, you're going to have your money, you're going to fly to the abroad every 2 weeks. Literally, I'm giving you the good life, anything you want. And her friend advised her that, oh, babe, take this money and keep quiet. So, hush money, take the money and leave him. I don't think you should go get entangled in that kind of thing. But her mom is like, every marriage has its specs. Marry the guy. You are 35. Even if you don't marry him, you don't know what the one that the next person you marry have. And just a lot of stupid and silly advice, to be very honest. Like, so I was so disappointed.
I really found that part really, really sad. Because, I mean, you're her mother, do you get? And as much as you really want her to get married, you also want her to be happy, right?
Yes.
So she was of the opinion that, okay, just get married to him. The Lord God will save you. Uncle, I'm not trying to say, like, God is not real. Because, do you get? Like, we all know that God is, like, supreme and everything, but there are certain things that even God self will look at you and be like, my sister, move, like, leave. Because you coming to say, like, he literally said, I am bisexual, literally gay, you get? So, like, what other signs do you need from God to tell you that this is not for you?
As a young person that you want to be happy in a marriage. That's not even something that should be compromised upon. You want to be in a marriage. It's even different if you enter the marriage and then you find out in the marriage. But if God has given you the grace to find out before the marriage, then I think it's like crystal clear what your decision and action should be. But we all have different priorities anyway, so
and then
she for the money.
She had this other youth pastor that was like, okay, leave the marriage. So she was like, should I take the money, the hush money, and still leave? Should I go with nothing, just absolutely forget about him? Or should I go with my mother's advice and get married to him? That kind of thing. And eventually, this auntie chose to marry him and, live the good life. So, fast forward to the wedding day. The OC guy that got married to her friend, when it got to the part where, does anybody have any objection to this marriage, yada yada yada, uncle's like, yes, he's gay, I can't let my friend do that kind of thing. Like, firstly, I found that really annoying, because if you're my friend, if you claim to be my friend and you have some concerns, I feel like you should have told me before time, you get, rather than publicly embarrass me like that. So he did that, and the next thing, her husband is like, so what if I'm gay? You know what, the wedding is off.
Now that part really annoyed me, because this babe would have broken up with this guy with her dignity. Instead, she allowed the guy to have the last laugh. Like, that's so silly.
So after that whole part, after she heals from the marriage saga and everything, she eventually goes back to work, and she realizes that, wow, I have a secret admirer. Like, this person literally sends her like the best gifts. He writes poems, like all this lines and everything, and she's like really curious, like, okay, who is this person? Meanwhile, so you remember that her ex we told you about that did the whole wedding thing, the whole proposal thing.
Revenge.
He eventually came back begging, but auntie wasn't having it. Like, how
guys,
dare
you have it? Like, if it's you will have it.
You get, like, you have mind to literally come back and then telling me that you like me. Obviously I wouldn't believe you, because you did that to me, do you get? So uncle is like on her case and everything. So she's like, okay, who could this secret admirer be? Like, I know it's not Ade, that's her ex, and I know it's not her other husband that would have, or rather the guy that would have been her husband. So she's like, okay, so who is this person? I really want to get to know this person. The admirer turned out to be OC, guys. OC, the one that is married to her friend and everything. And he's like, he can't get her off his mind, yada yada yada. And she's like, are you sick? Like, you're married to my friend, and so what do you want? You want me to be the side chick to the relationship? Basically, you want to cheat on me, like cheat on my friend with me, that kind of thing. And it was really sad, because you could tell that the guy was just obsessed with her.
The guy was obsessed with her. But guys, you now, as a normal individual of society, you see somebody that's been in love with your friend for 2 years, obsessing over your friend. Okay, he wasn't like necessarily, it wasn't clear that he was obsessing at that time, but he has been in love with your friend for 2 years. And now, just because you want to get married, he now comes to you for like maybe 2 weeks or at least at best 1 month, and you jump at it. Like you self look at it well now. It's not somehow like, do you think is that how love is? Well, I don't know. Maybe everybody's love is different. But then I feel like if the babe, like the friend, was a bit more realistic, it's a bit, I mean, it's common sense that to ask yourself, is this guy really over my friend? Is this guy really in love with me? Because now it's embarrassing after you've gone to rush, do first position now, and now you have married the guy. The guy is still obsessing over your friend. Like, it's so silly. And to make things worse, this guy is a woman beater. He was beating up the friend because he couldn't have the other one. So like seeing her constantly reminded him of Oni, and then he would beat up. And it's not small beats, you know. That's not a story for another day.
He'll literally punch, kick, do everything. Like if he comes back from work and she's not at home, that's like a problem. If he even steps in, his voice alone, like, you know, gets her really scared and everything. So eventually she summons up the courage to tell her friends that, okay, this is Zito. This guy has been beating me. And she's pregnant, by the way. So she's like, this guy has been beating me. He has literally changed and everything. But, you know, like, normally, after you come out to make such confessions, you would think that your brain has reset. Like, at this point, you're like, I want to leave this marriage. Help me. This auntie is like, she wants her friend to date him so that he can return to the OC that she knows. In my head, I'm like, what? Is it mental? Is it malaria? Like, what?
Honestly, I don't even understand that logic. It just sounds so silly. Because, okay, if only agrees to date him now, don't you think that he would divorce you and just follow her? Like, how do you reason that if she dates him, he will not become normal? Like, he's not normal. Who is normal will not behave like that. He's not normal. Accept it and move on. Sister, hello day.
So eventually, Uncle beats the baby out of her. And it was really sad, and he wasn't even remorseful. In his head, he was like, you better come back and, you know, perform your wifely duties. Like, he doesn't care. So eventually these three friends decide that, okay, enough is enough, we have to get back at this guy. So they plan like a revenge plan and everything, and they executed it properly, like top notch. It was really good. He ended up, you know, compensating her with I think about 5 million, which to me is not enough, but oh well, it's a start. Because he even made her quit her job and everything, so she literally didn't even know where to start from. But she eventually, you know, and got the money.
Why would a guy tell you to quit your job? You quit your job. Like, if you quit your job because you want to quit your job, or because you want to like, let it come from you. Maybe, okay, I have 2 kids now, I don't think you get, or at least let it be a conversation, not, babe, I think you should quit your job, or 2 of us cannot be working in this family. You don't have.
Like, men that have that
first century,
that ego of, oh, you cannot be working, or oh, you cannot be earning more than me. To be honest, no matter how rich my husband is, I think I would still like to have my own business.
I mean, I want to be
and my own thing. Do you get?
I'm just kidding. Anyways.
I would still want to have my own thing on the side, just in case you get, like, I'm not praying for anything, but just in case something happens, so that at least we have something to fall back on.
Independent. You see, and even if you marry a guy that is really rich, common sense should tell you that at least if the guy give you 2 million this month, you're supposed to save 1 million. If the enjoyment is doing like that, to spend 1 million, because just in case, like, you're supposed to be extracting, you know. I don't understand how you'll be married to a rich guy for 10 years, then something will not happen, you'll not come out empty. Like, sis, were you sleeping?
So guys, we actually left out one part. The other friend took her, eventually found the guy, but the guy was like younger than her. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Getting married to someone or dating someone that is way younger than you? Like, I'm talking like,
I was like
8 years younger. Because I feel like a lot of people have like a problem with it. Like, okay, I can't date someone younger than me. But to be honest, yeah, I really feel like to some extent age doesn't really matter, so far as the person is like mature upstairs. So far as we can like have like a proper conversation. Because to be honest, age is not really a test. Like, it doesn't really determine how mature you are. Because I've seen guys that are 40 and stupid. Like, so I just feel like, okay, it just depends on how you guys are able to like communicate and everything. So I really didn't see a problem with that, the whole talking part. But yeah,
well, for me, I think I don't think love, like the way this love thing is, if you don't fall in love before, you go no see this love thing, we just pray. If you are happy in your relationship, this person is giving you peace, you're in love, you are happy. The point is, if you're happy, then girl, do you, sis? And people are still going, even if you marry who is, if I'm 22 now and I go and meet someone that's 70, I'll still be judged, right? And if I'm 40 and I'm with someone that is 20, I'll still be judged. So Nigerians are always going to talk, people are always going to talk, religion is always going to talk, culture is always going to talk. So just be happy, babe. Just do you.
So yes, eventually she, her ex Ade comes back genuinely this time around.
Because how do you know that it's genuinely? Because that boy can kill. How do you know that it's genuinely?
And considering the fact that he's literally the only one that she has actually really, really liked.
Yeah, I really like their relationship.
Yeah,
though.
he eventually proposed to her for real this time around. But then she waited a while. At least she learned her lesson this time around. I think she said she waited for like 6 months before even
wearing the
putting
ring.
on the ring and everything. So yeah, overall, generally, I really think it was a good movie, to be honest, because I couldn't really predict what the next scene was going to be. At least I didn't expect that OC was going to be, a woman beater. I didn't expect the other friend to be really stupid to tell this girl to come and be the side chick.
God.
Okay, maybe I expected Ade to come back sharp, but I mean, it wasn't really bad, to be honest. So overall, I think it was a really good movie.
For me, guys, if he were you and Ade comes back after what he has done, except if Jesus speaks to me directly in my ears, it's still small voice. But if not, it's really difficult. But since it's a movie, and I mean, I can understand. Can I do? Honestly, I can't really speak to Isha because this love thing, like I said, it can be tricky. But just using from a point of logic, it's really scary. But from a point of love, I guess, I mean, if your heart is really there and all, and like she said, she did learn her lesson this time around. She did take a while to really watch and groom the relationship. But it is that guys can be wicked, so prayer is really important. I know you guys say this game must be this was something, but I'm not joking. Prayer is really important in this thing because you can never really know the mind of a person. The mind of a person can be really deceitful. But I loved that she still eventually found love at the end, because that was the whole point of the movie. And I think it was a really good movie as well. I know it had me locked on screen throughout.
So yes, thank you guys so much. We've come to the end of this particular video. Please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. Please guys, and most of the questions that we asked here, make it interactive. Please comment down below. Thank you guys so much.